in 2016. You had said that you get hundreds of query letters a week. Has that gotten better or worse since 2016?
Um, there's still lots of query letters coming in. I should actually just put them in a folder and then count them one week and see what that's like now. I read them as they come in, and if they're not for me, just slide them off my desk. But um, so it's hard. It's harder for me to know. I think it's probably somewhere around there still, and then you multiply that across agents at the agency, and it's a lot. Um, but we get a lot of good stuff through referrals, people we reach out to who we know we want to work with. And then sometimes I found stuff in the slush pile, some good stuff there too on occasion. Um, but yeah, I read all my query letters myself. I don't let other people do it for me.
And then, in addition to that, you're actively out there seeking out authors, right?
Yeah, so I do lots of things to, yeah, find new business at the agency. Like, I read widely, just different publications online and things like that. Um, I'm just always have this kind of switch turned on in the back of my mind. Like when I'm watching the news or something, I'm like, oh, that's a book. Like I was reading an article about there's this guy who's walking around the world on foot with his dog. It's just him and his dog, and they have like a backpack, like a special hiker's backpack, and he puts his dog in a stroller, and they've gone pretty much all around the world, and he's been documenting his journey. And so I reached out to him and said, you gotta do a book when you finally come home. And so he's thinking about doing that, but that's like, it's just a knee-jerk reaction now. When I see something, I think it could be a book.
So, on average, how many new clients are you signing per year?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard to guess. I don't know. Um, Always signing up new business. I mean, I offered representation to some people this week, honestly, because I want to try and help them sell their books. A lot of people during the pandemic were writing. They finally had the time to do it. So we did get a big influx of submissions from all of that. Like 2020 and 2021 were really like busy years in terms of submissions coming in. I would say, you know, to date, I've done over 250 book deals, and a lot of them are multi-book deals. So I've been pretty busy. That's like, I think it's amounting to one or two book deals a month, which is good. And I have probably two or three dozen clients at this point, but they're all going to be at different points in their career. So one of them might only write one book their entire life, or another one might only every 10 years. Someone might be prolific and be writing multiple books a year, but I wouldn't be like put off by a big client list necessarily, because again, these authors are all going to be in a different point in their lives, their careers.
And you stay with authors, right? So if a first project doesn't work out, you're looking for their next project, or the first project sells tremendously, you're still looking to keep whatever projects they want to have coming to you.
Oh, I can think of at least a few instances where that happened. One with a graphic novel, one with a nonfiction book, and one with a fiction book. And I invest in people, in their careers. I don't look at authors in terms of book deals. I look at authors in terms of careers. I feel I have a vested interest, and it being my family business, it's like the person you work with, like they, in their mind, maybe they felt like they had something to prove or something, but also it being a family business, it almost becomes like not just a job or a career or a lifestyle. It's very much so like an extension of you in a way, like another limb. And um, so you're not worried, you're not thinking the way that another agent might, in that most agents are worried where the next book deal is coming from, unless they own the company, or maybe they're a partner or something at the company. More so, I want to look at authors like over the trajectory of their career, and look at the horizon with them, try and imagine what's on the other side of it, type of thing. So yeah, in those instances, we were. It seemed like we were so close. But then it happened eventually. You know, it took 2 or 3 tries, but it happened, and I kept just believing in them, and it paid off.
If you're making 2 book deals a month on average, or sometimes more, you're having this success. Your clients feel successful. I've read all kinds of praise for you across the internet. You are very good at this. You're uniquely positioned to have been good at this, and I imagine it must make you feel very good to be so excellent in something and to be excelling in your field.
Yeah, I mean, it's busy work, you know, because it's not like you could probably do things at a slower pace at a smaller agency, I think. You know, where I work, it's a lot more demanding of people. You know, they really ask for a lot more of people, and sometimes that pressure is just too much for some agents. And I get it. It's not like Trident is probably not for every agent to be, you know, producing at that kind of level. Um, but yeah, it's kind of like the company culture, like what you said. The person who you were working with, like he got in there, he understood what the company culture was, and that's what it is. People really have their nose to the grindstone where I am, and so I think that's where a lot of it comes from. And then I just love the feeling too of helping authors get published, helping their book find a home. It's like a great feeling. I mean, call it vicarious if you want, but it's like you're watching someone and their dream is coming true. It's like you're in the store when someone gets the winning lotto ticket. Like, I'm not the person who's envious and think, oh, I wish I got the winning lotto ticket. I'm like, I'm so happy for you. Like, all your dreams are going to come true.
You get a percentage of the lottery tickets.
That too. Yes, that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, no, I do this like for because it's personally enriching. You know, it could be worse. Like, I could be working for Texaco Oil, and my product is polluting the environment. You know, I could be like one of these guys on Wall Street. You know, who, sure, they're making a lot of money, but like, you know, they're taking advantage of the stock market, and it's basically like kind of like this legalized betting in a way. Um, so there, yeah, I mean, I know you came out of finance, so I don't know how you feel, but I'm just saying.
The good kind. not not the hedge funds that buy up the the insulin and jack up the price to make the extra profit. None of that evil. No, you're doing good in this world. I'm obviously a book fan, but anybody who's out there helping authors make their dreams come true, I say God bless you and your important work. Keep it up. Something you had said about your day and about the workload is that I can't find it, but you had a quote that there really is no average day in the life of a literary agent, or at least there shouldn't be. For when a literary agent's days begin to stagnate and looking the same, then the person's career is in trouble. That ought to be the canary in the coal mine for an author situated with or considering a literary agent. Is that right?
Yeah, because I think, especially if we're on the topic of children's books, middle grade and young adult in particular, it's very trend driven, and you can't stagnate. Um, there, in a kind of separate genre of kind of women's fiction and romance, I had a colleague who, she said she wanted to be like the de facto person doing that. It kind of goes back to our initial conversation about why I think it's better to diversify your portfolio. And what happened was, when the mass market business tanked, she was in trouble because all her authors were writing just in that space. And she had kind of closed herself off to other ideas, other kinds of books. You know, she was in trouble at that point. It would be like, you know, what happened to Blockbuster? You know, if they had gotten out of VHS and gotten into kind of like what Netflix was doing, they would have been much better off. But it was too late by that point. Um, so I think part of it is that, and yeah, keeping things like fresh and dynamic, interesting, lively. Um, you know, seeing what the other kinds of possibilities are for your clients, with publishers and how their books are marketed and promoted, just never letting things go stale type thing.